Toby today.
Oh, we should. We need to get his code book.
Yeah, I didn't even think to ask her about that, but.
And I have my stuff from the planning board, all that. Do I need to bring that back to the planning board, or is that the same stuff?
Well,
I don't know whether it's all the same or not.
yeah, you probably got,
Most of it. Well, what I can do is, I should have brought it with me tonight, but I can
That's all
bring
right.
it, and then we can look at it, and if that's what I need, I can give it back to them if they need it, or if that's fine.
Yeah.
So I've got that big binder that has all of our town laws.
Well, but you-
Small.
I would keep that until we get the stuff back from Bob, because you should have one of them anyway, either, whichever board you're on.
Software and this,
I might have that here, but I don't see it. Let's see here. No, I don't see it here, so I don't have it with me.
well, then they should be able to have it in there.
She'll have it quicker than I can find it, because I'd have to go home to find it.
Well, I just want to thank you for, pointing me. I appreciate it.
There's several.
I can,
The one that had.
do a good job for the town.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks for serving.
I truly enjoyed being on the planning board. And, it didn't seem like it's been 5 years that.
Boy, it doesn't
doing
seem
that.
like
it's been that long?
Yeah, well, it was, about this time in 2018.
Turn that computer on. Bottom right corner.
I guess that's good.
That gives us.
We can keep
Oh,
them
okay.
Sure you
for
do.
anything.
Just, you never know what you're
Oh,
gonna.
let's see.
I know. It is nice to have that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we took him off this spring.
You might not have put him on because we knew he wasn't gonna be.
Well, I'm gonna appoint you to the highway committee anyway.
Yeah, I think. It's our highway,
They get a lower price.
he calls us once in a while. He ignores us a lot.
Talk so I can hear you. Talk about,
Why, were your ears burning or
oh,
what?
wow, just the way you're looking at me.
We have a justice committee too, that's, Strong, myself, Schumacher, but Adam's no longer here, and then the judge, which is Shelley Bogart. But there's a lot of times that Shelley wouldn't be involved because of a conflict. So maybe you wanna sit on that too?
Sure, whatever you need.
Not a lot, never
Yeah.
much issues there. So let's have a motion to appoint to the highway committee and the justice committee for the balance of the year.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to appoint Paul to those two committees. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, approval of the minutes of last night, or no, you don't have them yet,
Yeah,
'cause
they're in there.
oh, are they?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
So I move we approve the minutes from last month and the continuation of last month's.
okay. Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes of February's meeting, continued June, ended last night. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Planning board minutes.
I move we accept the planning board minutes for February.
Have a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the planning board minutes for month of February. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Excuse me. Well, we'll have the reports for the month.
Okay, and pays the supervisor for general fund was $430. Pays for New York State Animal Population Control Program was $37 for total disbursement of $467.
For the balance in the general fund checking, $988,704.91. The savings account is $382,737.99. The highway fund checking balance is $1,874,729.56, and the savings account is $521,856.70. I want to talk about that in a few minutes too. So what I want to do is, I want you guys to think about it. I'm not going to make a motion or nothing except until, because we'll probably talk more about it, but the highway fund checking balance. The carryover from last year's, the last year's budget, when she closed it out, well, she's closing it out, and there's quite a bit of money left. And so I want to just put a bug in your head. I want to transfer that, some of that money out of that checking account to the savings account. Okay? And it looks like the checking account in the general fund, because we might want to consider this too. The carryover I have, $760,137.27. That's the carryover that's in that number right now. Okay, that's not part of the 22 budget. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. How much, what was that number again?
With,
Okay, thank you.
I'll make copies and give them to you. I can do that. I didn't, but actually I had a few things going on the last few days to figure out all about it until this afternoon. With the 760,131.27, Drew.
Yeah.
The exception to that is the fund balance, okay? That has to come off that number, which is for the general fund, 38,008, okay?
Okay.
So that's the 761.31.27 minus 38,008.
Yep.
Okay. Now the highway fund, the carryover, according to her, is $1,342,440.54. Now, 1,342,440.
44054.
Get it?
Yeah.
I'll make copies of this and give it to you anyway. The highway fund, the fund balance that we're using for this year's budget has got to come out of that number, and that's 165,704. Okay?
Okay.
So I got them marked on here, and I'll make copies of this, and you guys can each have one, and you can think about it, and we'll address this before we get to the issue tonight, okay? I mean, before we are done tonight, okay?
Okay.
Because I want to transfer some of that money out of the savings account into it. It ain't gonna make no difference much in,
Income. But if they start raising.
how much up, I guess. You know, it ain't gonna make a whole lot of much difference in, interest.
No, but part of that is the money that we got from the federal government, the 300,000 or whatever.
No,
Is in that too, isn't it?
according to Angel,
That's completely
that's in a
separate.
different line.
That's a separate line item.
That's a separate line.
But that must be including the
We need to
money
keep that
that
money
for
separate.
solar
Oh,
farms.
yeah.
For the solar farm.
No, that's in different line too.
Yeah, that's in, pilot. That's not in
8810.
budget.
So then,
Where did this thing go? Oh,
because it's.
that's pilot money, okay? That's not in the budget, that's not a raise by taxes. What makes up our budget is the raise by taxes line and the fund balance that I carry over, okay? Pilot's in there, but as a pilot, you can spend it, it's not specific to any line.
Right.
I'll give you three, give one to Russ. I'll give you four, Pat can have one, but I don't care. Yeah, they make some copy. Okay, so just be thinking about that, okay?
Yeah.
And we'll, address it later. We haven't transferred any money to that savings account in years. And I just think it's time to get it out of the checking account. That's all. Okay, now you can go ahead, Russ.
Got your signs for the park, the pavilions, I did get them. The park wants some topsoil and sand already
I don't know, did they call you?
for the ball field. Yeah, he called me. And I don't have a whole lot, just, Andy's out, I had his gallbladder removed last Friday, kind of like an
Emergency.
emergency thing. So he was supposed to let me know today how long he was gonna be out, but I haven't heard from him today. He said he had doctor.
That was painful.
Well, you know.
He was not feeling real good
He
before
was
he
sick
went.
back in January, and I guess the doctor told him this has been an ongoing thing. He didn't realize what it was, I guess.
Yeah, bad gallbladder attack can feel like you're dying.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
he was turning yellow. I guess he had stones and everything. His whole body was starting to shut down. Yeah. So you told
Well,
me
that's part of the
that.
reason Lisa's in the ICU.
What's that?
Lisa, she's in the ICU,
Really?
and her bladder is full of stones.
Hmm.
And her whole body's starting to shut down.
Yep.
In fact, when we took her to hospital yesterday morning, her blood pressure was 27/7.
Wow.
Over 7.
That's like barely a pulse.
Yeah. Instantly, there was Cheryl walked her into the emergency room. Well, walked her to a wheelchair. She got out of the car, got in a wheelchair. Pushed her in. By the time I parked the car, got in there, they had her in the room on a table with 7 people on her. So, but she is a little better tonight, so
Oh, that's good.
we gotta do something about them stones, though. And they may have to put her on dialysis but she is cooperating a little with them, so maybe the dialysis will go away, I hope. But anyway. So, park signs, can you get them up?
Yeah, I'll get him up. I just haven't got him off yet. I get him out.
And I think about this topsoil deal. They want it already. When are they gonna start
March
practicing?
22nd, he said.
March 22nd. So,
Put it to dry up before you get anything down in there.
Said he's starting early this year. I said, well, all right.
good luck with that.
It might be frozen.
Could even be white. But
All that topsoil.
somehow we're gonna have to encourage him that he needs to be telling you or reminding you in September to get it. So that it's there,
Yeah.
because how you even gonna get down in the pit to get a load of topsoil?
I'd have to go to Lofty's and get it right
Well, that's
now.
what I mean. It's just,
I don't even know what they have. No idea.
I mean, snow sand is one thing to get for you, but
Right.
topsoil is,
Because
this time of year is kind of,
Any topsoil, probably still plow, still road.
they may,
Hot
they
soils
may.
are muddy, really muddy.
Yeah.
Not anything you can work
And
with.
they don't have any left down there. That they could
Well, you know,
use.
that's what I asked them, because there's a pile of something down there.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
know.
probably look where the
seen it.
pile of topsoil over there
oh,
by
look,
the
he
train.
didn't call me till this afternoon late. I didn't get a chance to do anything. But the trees out back of that ball field, right, I asked you last time about taking them down,
Yes,
because we own right out to the railroad. Okay, 'cause it's nice weather coming, I'll probably, you know, I got a few trees I still want to take down alongside the road, but I'll probably start on that.
at least if you can get those scary ones down.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
probably
the
will just
ones-
take all the big ones down, all through there.
Yeah, they all need to go. We probably ought to clean the whole darn hedgerow right out.
Well, that's what I would
That's what he
do.
claims that.
Yeah, but if you run short of time, at least get the ones that are any threat,
Yeah,
you know.
okay.
They can drop pretty fast.
Yeah. You wanted me to get Bob Strong wanted me to get a price on a mower, zero turn and a roller. So I did,
Okay,
and this is a Toro, same thing as that 60-inch over there. It's got like $1,000 on it. I did get a quote on that,
let me guess. 14,000.
14,000 what? Cause you got the first part right.
I don't know. I'm just
Unreal.
guessing.
$14,716.07.
For a 60-inch Z-turn with a roll bar?
31.
Turbo Force deck, my ride they call it.
But,
It's the
but
same thing they got over there. It's carbureted.
it's gas, not diesel.
I know, right?
We're in the wrong business, guys.
Hey,
Holy crap.
go,
Bought any gas today?
Yesterday,
I
yeah.
went up 10 cents today.
Did it really? Yeah, cause yeah, last night I paid like $4.35, $4.40. That's Scott's
449
Smith.
downstairs.
442 yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I got, yeah.
And Biden said today's gonna go up again because he's not gonna finance the pipeline for Russia. So that means we're gonna beg all the
Saudis and.
yeah, you know, everybody that does
Iran,
produce
the big one,
oil.
he's talking about Iran, and then what's the other country there?
Well, you know, all the Asian countries that produce oil, we're gonna
All of our enemy countries is what he wants to.
we're gonna beg them instead of.
And nobody else.
So I priced a couple rollers. One was through Tracy's Equipment. It was I don't know how you say it, SAKAI, Psyche. The only one they had was an 06 84-inch drum. It's got 2,700 hours and that's 52.9.
52.9.
And then I priced some through Bradco. The only ones Bradco had, he gave me a whole price sheet of everything he had. He's got 3 of them. They're all got cabs on them. I wasn't sure what you really wanted me to get, but that's the only thing he had. So he's got a 2015 Ham. You ever seen one of them Ham rollers? Call them Ham. It's got a cab. It's got a Deutz motor in it.
They're a good motor until you have to fix them. They're expensive.
Well,
Expensive
yeah.
to fix, but otherwise they're a really good motor.
so that's got a cab, you know, it's 84-inch, it's a drum cab, AC. It's got 1,000 hours, that's 90,000. So he's got a 2017 and a 2018 Caterpillar. Both the same thing. One's got 500 hours, one's got 1,100 hours. They're both the same cab. One's 120 and one's 140. I got your prices. I did what you asked.
The
you
lawnmower you said was 31 what?
Lawnmower?
14,
14.
31 horse.
31
Yeah.
horse.
14.7, something like
Yeah.
I just wrote over 14K.
14,716.07.
Wow.
What's the turnaround time on that?
They have them.
that. And the lawnmower they have.
The way you talk to the lawnmower, yeah.
And you said that's a 60 inch.
60-inch, like the big one.
Toro's what we got now?
Yep,
Two of them.
exactly the same thing.
Yeah, that's, the one you're looking at is an industrial probably, I mean, it's an industrial unit.
Is that the one that's got the suspension stuff on it? Front of it?
So you can, well, there's no pictures, but this is.
Cause we have one at work we just bought, and it's a Toro, and it's got, almost got like suspension under it.
Yeah.
They said that thing is amazing.
Yeah.
The one maintenance guy who's been there 35 years, he doesn't get to run it because he can't get the young guy off it. But he said it's a heck of a mower. Cause they always.
I don't-
Should be
if
for
it-
almost $15,000.
It's a 6,000 series, so this is like the same thing we have. I don't know if it's got the suspension like that. They got really good seats in it.
Yeah,
suspension, but
it
not-
has almost like shocks on the front. So it doesn't.
I don't think this does.
Mine does.
Yeah,
I'll tell
that's
you,
what I was thinking.
and everybody wants to run that one, they don't wanna run the other one.
We have bought Kubota because we're right down over the hill from, Best Line Equipment, and they would give us good deals, but this time they wouldn't give us a deal, so we bought it.
Well, apparently we got some money we need to talk about, so, you know, maybe.
Well, yeah,
The other thing is that
we do,
if we're gonna get rid of the two that old ones that we got, I would think they ought to bring this.
I'm not sure we wanna think about getting rid of them, cause if you're talking 60-inch on this one, and you need a little smaller one to get through the cemeteries.
The older one is
If,
a narrower one.
They're running good.
No, I think that's the
What's-
newer one.
What's
Oh,
the
the
next
newer
on?
one?
I think so.
60 and a
They're both
50.
60?
No,
One's a
one's a
50.
60 and one's a 52 or 53.
48 or 50, something that'll go between the,
I
They
think
still
it's
running good?
52.
Yeah, it's got like $600 on it.
Really, I have one about 4 foot.
up to what?
I have
48
one
inch
about
deck.
4 foot to get through the cemeteries is decent.
Well, the smaller one, that's what
He gets through them all right now, so,
All right.
I mean, if things were to change, then yes. I know where you're going, yes.
I think you get one of those ones you stand on the little plate behind.
You gotta find a young guy to run it.
Okay,
I got one more thing.
Yep.
That Ayers Road, Railroad Bridge. They wanna tear it down,
who does?
railroad,
Railroad does?
their cost. But they'll dispose of it.
Doug, why
Tear
don't
it
you-
down. It's a very bad hazard.
He contacted me, sent me a couple emails, I sent them to her, and
I printed you out stuff. You guys have some on it.
what was his name?
Steve.
Yeah.
For what,
Steve.
for what little.
Steve's not my
tearing
law.
it down, for what little we get out of steel, it ain't worth asking.
The liability, what,
The
being there, is what
liability.
you can get out of steel.
Yeah.
I mean, the drugs that's getting, it could go down
Because-
any time.
If it were to go down on a train, it's our liability.
yeah.
I want
It's
the
our
attorney,
bridge,
I'd want our
not theirs.
attorney to review.
Part of it's Strawn's bridge, but there ain't no tracks over that,
Yeah.
I mean, cause this agreement
or under it, I mean.
looks like it's written by their lawyer, so I think our lawyer should look at it.
No,
But
that-
yeah, I think we should let them do it in general
No,
Oh,
principle.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at it, Tiffany told me about it this
That was a
afternoon.
town's agreement, wasn't it?
What's that?
Well, this that we got here is the old agreement. There's nothing
Oh.
about tearing it down in here.
No,
Yeah.
that's just, right, that's an old agreement where we're responsible for it. That's what he was trying to say. You're responsible for this thing, not us.
Well, this is when they raised it.
But he did
Right.
say, did you print that email off I sent you? Where he said he was responsible, or they would take it down at their
Oh,
cost?
that's the
down,
second
too.
one. No, I didn't print out that one, but I do have that one. It said that he would take responsibility. Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, I guess, we can run it by the attorney, but I don't know, it's kind of a moot point if it's clearly stated that they're taking it down at their liability and there's nothing to come back on the town.
Especially seeing it goes across my property, so I was always told I was liable if something happened. It's on my property.
Well, I look at it this way. What steel is in that bridge for the value of it is nothing compared to what it would cost
Cost,
if it did come down onto somebody or a
Oh,
train.
no.
I mean, that steel is valuable for steel, but it's not that valuable.
Right.
And we'd also, if we were gonna tear it down, we'd have to either hire it done, obviously, you'd have to have a crane, and you'd have to coordinate with the railroad, and you'd have to
You have
be,
to get a permit from the
you'd have to be in there for days, because they're gonna, a couple days, because they're gonna shut the trains down.
It'd cost you more to have it tore down once the steel's worth.
Well, without a doubt. Without a
No,
doubt.
I said,
Mhm. So do
say
you
tear it
want,
down.
you want like him to write up a contract where there's
Absolutely, yeah,
liability?
absolutely.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Comes out
they're
of the town,
responsible for all liability
liability.
issues, and,
And then let our lawyer look at it?
I guess we can make that decision after he gives us a contract,
After we read it.
yeah.
So you
I
wanna
mean,
wait till the next board
We
meeting?
may be smart enough to read that contract.
Especially with the price he charges.
You're right.
Well, just send him an email, right? I mean, that's cheaper than him being here.
Not really.
Well,
Not a little bit.
he'd want the contract and he'd wanna read it,
Yeah,
you know. So,
that's all.
but let's get it and let's us read it first and
Yeah.
see what, if there's a lot of fine print in it, then yeah, maybe you ought to read it.
Do you wanna wait till the next board meeting before I bring it to her, or just get it to you guys ahead of time?
No, I would say get
Get it.
it as soon as you can,
Right,
and let's get it read, and you guys wanna make a motion to go ahead if it's a reasonable, they assume all liability and stuff.
Yeah, we can make a motion contingent on the wording of the contract absolving the town of any cost or liability issues with it, and completely in their purview to take it down.
They might be in a hurry, they might work into their time schedule to get it down fairly quick.
I wonder what their reason is all of a sudden.
I don't know, he just said that there was a few of them around and they just wanted to get the liability issues out of the way.
Yeah, well, I think 2 years ago, we talked about that.
Oh,
We're trying
yeah.
to figure out who was responsible for it. Was it the town, was it the railroad?
No, it's the town. It's our bridge, it's not the railroads.
There we go. It's done.
And if they're willing to take it down, that's a win for the town.
Yeah, oh,
For
no
sure.
doubt. I was always told I had owned half of it, so it's
That scared you too, right?
Wait, you made the motion?
I'll make that a motion.
I'll second it.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Well, that
Motion made and seconded to, have Russ make contact with the railroad about the bridge, and we'll read the contract, and if all's well, we'll tear it, and let them tear it down. Okay. All those in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried. Well, that was under privilege of the floor. You gonna do it over again? You snuck it in there on me.
Right.
Well,
Well, long as like, you have the end of the gun, then I'll just
Sure.
keep right on going.
Let's have a motion to accept the reports as given.
So moved, second.
Okay, motion made and seconded to accept the reports as given. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. How about Pat? Would you like to?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's kind of this thing that's been hanging around, this $5,000 that we've been getting from the clean energy people. And, we just have a few clerical things that we have to do with Tiffany, and we should get the money in a few weeks, according to this Todd Navi. But in the meantime, I contacted Tops, and they can come and do an energy audit on this building, and we scheduled it for the 14th, but it costs $500. So I was wondering if we could have your permission, if you still want to do this, to spend $500 and have them come. And there's a little flyer that tells you what they do. If you all have one, I have extra. I can give you one. And then that way,
check was done.
Well, I think Doug's aware of it, ain't he?
Yeah, I think is he aware, Tiffany?
I told him a while ago.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't updated it in the last couple of weeks.
You tell him that they don't.
That they
Yeah.
wanted to do it.
What?
Yeah, they wanted to do it for 500. We talked.
I don't know, he's never said anything to me about whether he agrees with that or not, I don't know.
I know.
Oh,
I have to.
I don't know.
He's been so long, I still.
Well, what do you guys wanna do? It's up to you guys.
What, how much is the grant for?
5,000.
5,000?
But that's not contingent on
No, no.
$500.
If you get this audit done, and you put in another heat pump or improve, your energy, he thinks that we could be eligible for 10,000, but we'd have to do more work. It takes 3,000 points. We've got 1,700 right now. And Doug could go to a training session and get a couple hundred. If you put in another heat pump, will bring us up to 2,500. So we'd have 500 to get to the 3,000, which would make you eligible for $10,000. So it is,
Was it
Seems
quote, was it
worthwhile.
quote of Drapes get some points?
I don't know. He also said, this Todd Nave said he would be glad to come down and talk to you more about it too, anytime.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to table that. We're gonna have to talk to Doug and see what he wants to do. And if he thinks it's worth it, at least that's the way I feel.
See, off the top of my head, it feels like a reasonable amount for an energy audit with the work they have to do to the building to establish it. And it would easily be funded by the 5K grant that we're getting.
Well, I'm assuming the energy audit includes a blower door test.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
And I know a blower door
Right, I mean, I
test costs
scheduled it,
about
this is the second time I scheduled
itself,
it,
yeah.
because,
I know
then I didn't know you had to have an agreement to spend 500, so we had to postpone it. And you said you wanted an energy audit about a year ago, so we've been working on it. I kinda hate to keep putting him off, but, it's whatever you guys decide, I guess.
See, if it's the 14th at 9 AM, that's a working day for you.
Right, and.
What day, it's on Monday,
Right.
and you can't do business when they do a blower door test, because they seal the building up. So you have to figure about that.
What does that mean exactly? Does that mean they run fans or something?
Oh, yeah, they seal everything off. They seal these doors,
Uh-huh.
any outside doors.
They basically pressurize the
They
building.
seal up
Yeah.
a lot, yeah, well, actually, they don't pressurize it, they vacuum it. Okay?
Oh, okay.
And they seal off the door and put a fan, take the door right open, and then they seal it out with their own door,
I
the
see.
blower to it, and it sucks everything out, and that shows them where the leaks
Where
are.
the leaks are.
It says they can do it anytime up till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, I mean, that would be a better time.
Well, the time is, she's here 8 to 3:30 every day but Friday, right?
But
Yeah,
Doug's
so-
only here on Monday,
That's
right?
the
So I
noon, I
figured you
mean,
had to, Doug's only here on Monday, and would he need to be here?
No,
No,
no, I
he
don't think
wouldn't.
Doug would be.
So it doesn't matter what day then.
No, not for Doug. I mean,
Okay,
the day that
I mean, the only thing that matters about the day or the time is her working hours.
Yeah. If we did it at
Work
2,
around that.
if we did it at 2, you'd only be, closing your office hours for an hour and a half one day.
I'm done at noon on Fridays.
so we could do it.
Do it on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, I could change it. to
That way it doesn't change your office hours at all.
Well, I don't know, she'd have to close for the day, because they're gonna need hours to get set up. I mean, it ain't just like they set up at 1:30 and done it too, or 3.
It says it takes,
It
takes
It
3
takes
hours.
most of the day. to
Like
get
3
set up.
hours.
I've
3
been around
hours.
the-
3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah,
You're saying 3 hours.
yeah,
So if they arrived at
that's
noon on Friday.
luckily 3 hours, because for a blower door test, I mean, I've seen them take most of the day sometimes, but not that this building would, but it just takes time, because they gotta seal everything off.
Okay.
But if she were to close at like noon, or no business afternoon, type of thing.
Which is your typical Friday, right?
Right, you end on it noon.
Okay.
But then somebody's still gotta be here.
That's how they get done.
So.
I could be
Until
here,
they
but
get
I don't
done.
have any keys or anything.
Yeah, well, the only, I'm thinking if she could schedule them to 14th is next week, ain't it?
Yeah, that's
Next Monday.
Today's the 8th. I'm trying to think how you could work that on Monday. If they could not block the door out till later, when the business was pretty well done. I mean, they can work around and in and out of the rooms and stuff. If you guys wanna go ahead with it.
Feels like it's worth
It
it.
certainly,
Feels like it's worth it.
it certainly ain't gonna hurt us.
Nope.
Certainly is not, I mean,
Well, he said it would give you some documentation for future grants, you know, just to say you've had your building
Yeah.
audited.
I guess I'm in favor of it. You're gonna have to work with scheduling around it. If you can work with them.
Well, maybe we'll have this Jim Wise here from Tops talk with you and decide what the best
If
time.
he could stop down and look at the
Yeah.
building and see
Yeah.
how he could keep her in business, and, you know,
Okay.
for that length of time.
Yeah,
I know nobody's gonna go in and out while they're doing the blower door test. Now, they may not have to set it up at that door. They may be able to set it up at either this door or the one out in the hallway, which might be the better one, the hallway. But I know nobody can go in or out while they're doing it, so. And it has to be lower than 3.
well, I'll check with him tomorrow, find out a little more about it, and
Three
then
or
we'll
more.
talk, and get together with him. We can change the date again if we need to.
I mean, the rest of the audit is just them looking around at stuff and doing. I mean, they'll have to seal off some stuff, but,
I'll make a motion that we, go ahead and spend the $500 to get the energy audit, continue on scheduling.
I'll second it.
motion made and seconded to go ahead and get the energy audit scheduled and get it done. Again, if we may be able to get some grant money to cover, not the audit, but stuff that the audit reveals.
Yeah. Right.
And without it, you won't. Okay,
Cool.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Have that back. Okay, anything else, Pat?
No, we can talk about the 10,000 after we get this part done.
Cool.
Okay, I know you mentioned the schooling that, wasn't there a class that Doug and I agreed we'd both take to get that part done?
There's
And I
one
forgot
coming
all
up,
about it till you just mentioned
yeah,
it.
there's
Seemed
one
over.
coming up in March. I don't know if
That's
Todd
what I'm
mentioned.
thinking, March.
But he thinks there might be one being scheduled in Tioga or Broome. These ones that are scheduled now are in Shimon and somewhere else. Delaware, maybe? I don't, not close. And they're all day events. So, but you do get, credit for them. So I'll find out more about it.
I just went to one in Sydney.
Did you?
Well, Doug and I went together.
And what was that about?
Well, part of it was NYSERDA energy audits and stuff.
Right, and I thought that's one that in February that he
So
said.
that
we
may have
could
followed
use
That was
for that.
February 16th.
Yeah,
Does this Todd Nabi know about it?
right, and I thought that that's
Probably
one of the
not.
ones he had said that you guys could use was for the
Okay.
energy one in
Well, I'll have to,
February.
okay,
Cool.
we'll find out.
That was a 3-hour course.
And it was with NYSERDA.
Yes, Matt Evans was his name. He's one of NYSERDA's, I don't have that paperwork with me, it's in my other folder, but,
Okay, great. When you said.
Doug and I and,
Mhm.
Bill Carey from Owego went, the 3 of us.
Does Todd Nabi know that you did, that they did that or not?
I have no idea.
Probably not.
Do you have your
I don't even
certificates?
know Todd.
No,
Todd,
well, that's that guy that came
You
down
came and
from
did the presentation.
presentation for this thing, for the,
oh, yeah.
For the
I don't
clean
know if
energy
you know
thing.
that or not.
Do you have your certificates?
The home.
Can you
Well,
email
well,
them to me?
huh?
Can you email them?
Well, I'd have to go on and print them off. I don't print them off till the end of the year usually. If they have it already
okay, well, if you've done
recorded in the
that, that
Sims,
would
then you can print it off.
probably give us
They
some
don't
more
do it like
points.
they used to.
We need points. Feel like a
Uh,
scout, huh?
Mhm.
Get points,
Scavenger hunt.
yeah,
Yeah, Doug would know about that
okay.
anyway.
Did he go too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Doug would know if that was the class.
I'll ask him.
Okay. RPA, ARPA, final rule update. Do you have that or is it in
Yeah,
there?
I
Where is
was
that?
reading through Bonadio's summary. That, 1, 2, 3, that fourth paragraph's pretty important.
Which paragraph?
Fourth paragraph down.
Four. 1, 2, 3. Final rule allows recipient governments to choose from two options to determine revenue loss. First option allows for a standard allowance of up to 10 million. We'll take that.
Yep.
To be used under the lost public sector revenue category. Your award is under 10 million. You may expend your entire award under this category.
Which is unrestricted.
Revenue loss is expected to exceed 10 million. Okay,
That's not us.
now,
Our award was 500,000 total.
now a little less, yeah.
Yep. So yeah, we are fully exempt. We can spend it on whatever we want.
As long as it's within the town spending procedure.
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
But yeah, it's unrestricted now.
Okay.
Is this COVID money you're talking?
Yep.
Yeah, they give
Unrestricted
us-
in what way, Drew? I
Huh?
mean, we could spend anything that the town spends funds on,
Correct.
even the highway department?
Yep. Yep, it doesn't have to be restricted
Only
to
if you need it though.
COVID, yeah, only if it's.
So let's go back to my.
That's still at our discretion.
Well, I understand that.
So let's go back to my original comment back last July when we got the first check, remember?
Yeah.
Where's the wish list? How many created a wish list? Two?
Yeah, I got one here, I think.
And then we'll
Quick,
narrow it
quick,
down
quick.
from there. There's lots of things that need doing, lots of things that,
Well, the other thing to remember too is that because it's unrestricted, we can use it as matching money to secure other grants. So we could turn $500,000 on a 10% matching into 5 million. If we're smart. And I don't say we have to do all of it with that. We could do some direct spend with some, but we should think about maybe there's some other grants where we would have a participatory amount that we could use some of this money as our matching amount, as our 10% matching.
If we can find grants to do
What we want to do, that's right.
We want to do.
Yeah, find a way to multiply the money.
Well, what about like you put a generator here, like what about a grant to put a generator over at the barn?
Yeah, Louis talked about that.
Yeah,
Well,
and if we do that via a grant, then we only have to use 10%.
Yeah.
that was one of my original. I also thought about a roof up there on that new patio we built, remember?
Point me in the right direction.
Well, where we took all the dirt out for the Tulsa Valley Road.
Oh,
Putting a structure up there,
Oh,
with just a roof,
yeah.
with just a roof. That's kind of, in my mind, that's kind of a perfect place because it's wind resistant.
Mhm.
You know, it doesn't get any heavy winds right in there, nothing. Oh, I mean, if we had a good structure with a roof on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cause we got a lot of stuff sitting outside yet.
Mhm.
And
some.
of course, we got some stuff that we don't need to, so. But anyway, there's other things to think and talk about.
I'll be damned if Jerry didn't find his.
I'll send it to Louis.
I sent it to
Well,
me
he
too.
found
Give
it.
us a couple of your ideas. Real well.
Well, the one real big idea I had was to find some way to go ahead and get sewer to the park using the excess capacity from the school. And get lines run over to the park. So the park wasn't on a septic system anymore, it was on a sewer system. And we didn't have the issues that we had with the bathrooms over there anymore.
Yeah, that's a good idea, except that, it's gonna be expensive because you gotta pump it uphill.
You know how much it's gonna cost us to get easements to do that?
Well,
To
so
get there?
the piece that you add on as you're crossing, you allow the citizens to connect as well. And all these septic fields that are all talking to each other down here and talking to the water wells and this gravel bed down here in the flats could all benefit. We would help the citizens tremendously with that. Now, would we have to probably use matching money and write a grant to get all that? But yeah, but does that have major impact on our community and potential small business development in the future? Yeah. Does. Because that's what stops small business all around this sector through here.
Yeah, no, but
Is
you gotta
septic.
remember, Drew, that all this area you're talking about is in the flood zone.
That's where we run out of trouble.
And you're not gonna.
Yeah, they
drive-
might, you're right, they may
you're
not
gonna
flood
do
it.
any business into the flood zone.
Except the fact they
I
want to fund
understand.
stuff for the park. And that's,
I know,
by crossing to the park.
I don't disagree with
Yeah.
anything you're saying.
But yeah, I don't know, yeah,
There's a lot of loopholes to get around.
yes.
Yeah, there is.
You could put a
And
couple
we
electric,
did
electric chargers over
visit that issue once, very seriously.
Yeah,
And everybody in Tioga Center couldn't get in that fire station over there, public hearing. Every one of them wanted to cut my throat.
well, because it was gonna cost them money.
Well, yeah,
I want to do it without costing them any money.
well, I understand that. Understand,
Yeah.
that was just getting, before you even got to the money issue. But hey, it's something to certainly talk about. We could have,
Do a study.
let's get it on the
I
list.
can say I could reach out to, Leanne Timmy.
Okay.
See if we
let's-
can- I
let's
mean,
Get it on the
'cause we
list
would
anyway, talk
Need
about it.
resources like that to do the research to get the grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get that, that's a big pipe dream, but if we could do something like that for this community, be pretty powerful impact.
Yeah, there's also a maintenance issue going forward too with it.
Yes.
It's-
Yeah.
Where's that coming from?
Well, yeah, so now will there be, and after the fact, well, yeah, of course, there's maintenance fees, yes. And so, yeah, people would have to want to agree to that yes, you're gonna have an ongoing septic charge afterwards. You won't pay for a hookup, but you will have an ongoing
It'd be like
septic
a
bill.
water bill.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll put that on the list. What other things? We need to be thinking about them too. As in the generator, as in any building.
yeah, I think generator for the highway
Over
barn.
there.
Maybe
Yeah, I've got
generator
that,
for the park.
what I said to you was, a new larger sign for Ransom Park on the front of the barn, it's really, really visible. Expand the walking trails around the park.
Mhm.
Louis mentioned a storage shed, over to Highway Barns for the only equipment that's sitting outside.
And the walking trails thing too, this spring, the church is basically taking that property behind it and turning it into a community garden. So if we expand the walking trails to loop in that area, it creates another feature on a more expanded walking
They
trail.
wanna go right down along the railroad tracks. And
Yeah.
then we need to return.
Yeah.
So we'd have to come back, We wouldn't have to make it one, we could make it one way, I suppose.
Did you send it to me on a message or an email?
Yeah, no, it's a big project.
Yeah,
It's a big dollar project that, basically the church trustees are doing as a community donation.
Maybe I should have,
What is
HGV,
Oh, that'd be, yeah, I'd get that at
that
home.
would get, yeah, that's what I said.
Send it to Elzorn
71.
71 at Gmail. My wife will look at it, and, what the heck is this?
What does Louis want for his
And she'll
birthday
call me
now?
up and say, is
Gmail,
Jerry at
okay,
the
there you
meeting?
go.
Cause he just
That was
sent
in
you
the
something.
Right. And, I had a generator for the highway garage and,
yeah, that's,
weatherizing and convert the heating here in the town hall and,
Okay, there it is.
some kind of a community building center.
What about some spray foam insulation on
See,
some
that's-
outside walls over there? Save on the fuel bill.
Over to town barn. Well, if we was gonna do that, then we'd need an energy audit over there too. Really should.
That would
Well, I got
probably
one
involve
door
a new
over there.
building.
That's
I got a door over there, needs bottom
I
panel.
can say the blower door test, I collapse it.
It's a Wainwright door, and I called him and told him to order it, and he says it could be 6 months or more. He said, things are not coming in.
yeah.
Didn't we just put some bottoms on doors over there a couple years ago?
2 years back.
Yeah.
This is one,
Is this one of them or a different door?
different door.
Well, them doors are,
Bring an age on them.
yeah, they go up and down a lot. Did you send this to Tiffany too, so she can
Yes.
print it out?
Yeah.
Okay. Standard work day.
Didn't we just do that?
Yeah,
Tiffany, you explain it.
I copied it over the same way as I do every year. This year they don't like it.
Oh, jeez.
You're doing-
So I have to do it again. And it was like the only
Did-
difference
were
is
they
checking one
specific
box.
as to what they didn't like?
He didn't want me to hit the not submitted at all. And we've always checked that every year. And then I couldn't have, Karen Wells is like a 5.74 workday. She had to be a 6 or 8, but it's always been that way. So we rounded up to 6, like he wanted us to. And then he didn't want me to check that submitted box. And then we all have to do new ROAs in October.
So
That's up after 8 years.
Karen works for us, or works for the court 3 days a week, 3 hours a day.
Right.
9
How do you get
hours.
a 6 hour
How do you get a
workday?
6 hour workday out of that? And why should we lie to New York State?
I don't understand that either.
Ah,
I mean, I only have a 6 hour workday. She has the same standard workday I do.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Why should we lie for anybody? She don't put in 6 hours a day or 5 hours a day. Just to get her more retirement? Is that the reason for this?
No, it's based on the formula they gave Angel to work out these calculations with, and that's what it worked out to, I guess, for what Angel calculations.
I wonder if
they
it's
gave
like
How
the
can it work
standard,
out to
like a minimum.
Right, I think that's what it is, like a 6 or an 8.
Then
either
then if you
6 hour
don't meet the
minimum day.
minimum, you're not eligible for the retirement, correct?
Well, I don't
I
know.
don't think
They've
so. I
always-
think they
no,
say
they've always
any-
had it.
Yeah, so what they're saying is any hours worked,
It's gonna be 6.
it's a 6 hour workday. If you're a part-time person, it's a 6 hour workday towards the retirement system.
I know what they're saying, but they're asking us to lie. Because she don't work 6 hours a day. So-
It's
I
a
would say-
formula.
Yeah, and I would say the reason for it is because they can
Right.
charge us more for retirement.
Sure,
This is what it's supposed to be.
sure, but they're not gonna give
They
her
want
that
the
much.
maximum that they can suck out of the towns into the retirement system.
You
Right.
might be very right.
This is.
More right than I probably want you to be.
Right, and so the only difference is I did not check that box. And I put a 6 right there, and that was the only difference,
Yeah,
so.
It's like, when you do the W-2 paperwork and you go, and the dependents don't match up at all, but if you follow their formula, it's like, really? Okay, but
Right, it doesn't make any
it
sense.
doesn't make any
No.
sense.
And I swear if you call somebody every day, it'd be different every day.
Yeah, New York State retirement
Oh,
system,
Right.
yeah.
And so
Yeah.
So you have the formula,
Angel does.
well, she has the formula, but you have the results of the formula,
Correct.
6 hours a day, and that's the only thing you have to change or do.
It was
Yes.
unchecking
I
one box.
had to uncheck the box and add 6 hours here, and 5.74 is record of activity.
So I need a motion to accept that as she's wrote it.
So moved.
As written.
Okay.
Second,
I'll second it.
motion made and seconded to rewrite the standard workday reporting for, I'm assuming it's just for the clerk, right? Just for the, court clerk?
No, for the whole thing, we have to do the whole resolution again.
Okay,
It has to be that resolution all over again.
And this is per the request of the New York State retirement
in
system.
yeah, as requested by New York State Retirement.
There you go. That's the important part,
All
I
those in
think.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. It's stupid to me because all it's doing is costing us more money.
That's right.
And we don't get any more out of anybody for it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we'll talk about the court audit.
Yeah, we should.
We should have talked about this first.
Page 3, second paragraph, findings.
Yeah. I didn't look at it, but I
Now, this
certainly
is
heard
a
about
draft
it.
because it's not complete yet.
It's
Well,
just
it
a draft.
also protects it from foiling.
It's, this is, this,
Yep.
you guys can all read it yourself. There's nothing we can do about it. The, paragraph 3, you said?
Yeah. On the third,
I
it says
haven't read it
findings,
myself,
it's
but I know about it.
findings.
Karen's still working with them on it.
And so the upside here is there's clearly nothing nefarious. I mean, because it's an excess, it's
Right.
not,
It's just.
Well,
where
it's an
not-
excess, but, and the excess is allowable, but you gotta know why you got the excess.
bingo. And that's the issue is there's poor paperwork.
That's right. And that's something that, I guess it was brought up to the people doing the audits, that, that's the way it's always been done. Well, that doesn't mean that's the right way.
Good, thank you.
It doesn't mean
There's no
anything.
one the right way. for
What it
2
means
years.
is you gotta do it the right way. And, so anyway, I went over it with Shelley and turned the responsibility over to her because she's Shelley's court clerk and she takes her orders from Shelley. And, I don't hire or fire her, Shelley does. All we do is control that budget. So Shelley said she will get to the bottom of it,
Excellent.
but you need to know about it. Cause you're gonna pay the auditor. The board is.
Mhm.
And it'll come out of her.
Do we have a bill for that in the
I
abstract?
think it was, the
Right.
estimate was 25,
Estimate
right?
was 2,500, but they haven't billed
But
us.
they haven't billed
No.
it yet, so,
Our
Karen
hours,
gotta figure out why she's got this overage money. Now, that same thing happened with Paul, remember when Karen was court clerk? You guys
Well, yeah, but a
remember
lot of
that?
that was when he was incapacitated and Pat Hogan it was all in that
But it,
timeframe.
yeah, was in that 2-year period,
Yeah.
but they never figured out why that overage was there, because Angel's the one that caught it when she audited the books. And Karen refused to work with her to provide that information. And that's why Angel wouldn't do it again.
Yeah. I don't believe it.
So,
Now this time it's an independent source and.
well, that's why we went that way.
Yeah.
It cost us $2,500 as opposed to the $200 or $300 it was costing us, but
I'm assuming that they probably have some sort of fine schedule that they use, right?
The auditors,
Or the judge, I mean, when they hand out a fine, or people have to pay a.
I
court
would
fee,
assume, I
there's probably
don't
a-
know what their,
I would assume there'd be a schedule, I wouldn't think it'd be something she would just pull out of the air. 'cause-
Yeah, no, that,
Yes, they got.
Right, so if there's a schedule, I don't see how there could be, you wouldn't think there'd be a discrepancy.
well, what, I guess what it boils down to is the bail money, okay? Because some of them pay the bail, skip bail. Some of them pay the bail, and then by the time they get it back, they don't get back
They lose
the money they put in. They've lost some of their bail money. And I guess that's where the differences is coming in. So I understand.
Right.
But the point is if you take in 1,000 on bail and give back 800, you still gotta track the 200.
Right.
And I'm
Somehow
not
that's
sure
getting overlooked or something.
why it's not being overlooked or over tracked. But again, I don't, I'm not the clerk nor the judge, and I'm gonna be able to get paid for it. So I feel that's their job, to figure it out. So, okay, anything more to be discussed on that? The pilot program.
The New York Tioga 3 pilot is complete. Everybody has signed it, but we never, as a board, you guys didn't actually approve the pilot. So that has to go sent up to the company with it. We actually never had a motion to approve that pilot.
And that's on Tioga 3.
Right, that's Swansboro's.
Oh, that's-
Well, that was never,
That hadn't come up for a while.
No, it hadn't come up yet. It just
Yeah,
permitted
okay.
here a month or two ago.
yeah,
Right, and they drew up the pilot and everybody signed the pilot. Remember, that was the third,
we all signed it.
right, it's all complete.
So all we need is a resolution to approve it.
Yeah, just saying that we approved the pilot, which is. We just
So
never
moved.
did
I've
it.
seen the pilot on.
We signed it.
so
Yeah,
moved.
you had to sign it. That's what I sent up to them, last one.
But I don't ever recall it being in front of the board though.
No.
I don't
Amount of
recall
money,
that-
I think.
that the
pilot.
pilot
Well, I
talked
didn't want to have
about
the-
part 3 yet.
Yeah. No, this is what Doug had me do. We haven't done C, like, he hasn't gone to like,
Well, that's been very inactive all winter.
right,
And I'm not sure how active it is yet anyway, because I still see that name in the paper.
Doug says that parcel is
That
paid,
parcel,
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I think they
I
just paid the
was-
parcel, they're gonna put the solar.
I heard it
panel on.
was too.
just that one though,
Yeah, because the rest of it's still listed for auction.
Yeah.
right?
I don't really care, that's not my business, except the pilot. What do we need to do with it? Just a resolution that we accept that pilot?
Right, it's the standard.
It's the
one.
same
Right, it's
standard.
everybody's
Yeah,
standard, we can't
it's,
change the rates or anything.
$4,000,
Right, a megawatt,
right?
right,
And same as the rest of them are.
I'll make a
Right.
motion that we
it's the same.
approve the pilot that was presented for the Swansboro project.
Second.
At the standard rates.
Right.
Right, it's nothing like, there's nothing that's different from any other pilot, it's all the same, the 33.3%. All that, but it hasn't gone, like, there's no construction or anything, they haven't done any of that yet, so that still has to come through and do everything,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think it was just permitted, they probably had been still doing the engineering and,
And I think most of
well, they must have,
the plans are already
if
done.
they paid the taxes on the parcel, it must be as they've surveyed it.
No, we don't, they haven't paid anything on
No,
They paid-
no. The tax,
The taxes on the
the
parcel.
back
where they sold.
taxes.
it. Oh,
They went
yeah.
in and paid the back taxes,
Right,
because
they
they
did
weren't gonna
that.
go any
Yeah.
further with it
Right.
until they were paid.
Yeah.
Well, the only way they were gonna get paid was for them to pay it. So, anyway, that's what he's talking about.
Gotcha.
And they have been paid, because Doug told me that, and I heard it from somebody else in the county. But anyway,
You want me to go grab that pilot?
No, it's a standard pilot, same as all the rest of
How
them.
many,
Right,
how many megawatts is that?
it's gonna be 5,
It's gonna be 5, just 1 5?
just 1 5.
If I
At the
remember
moment.
I don't think there's even any discussion of expanding that or ever making it any bigger.
No,
No, I don't think so either.
It's
I
gonna
don't
be-
I don't think there's any room there.
Yeah, I guess I think they're out of room, yeah.
So anyway, the motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Opposed? Carried. You want that in the form of a resolution, right?
right,
But you can make that out from the motion.
correct.
Okay. New business, the energy audit. We took care of that. Park caretaker. Are we getting to that point?
Right,
Or-
yeah, I just figured we might wanna talk about it, cause it's March and
Yeah, I know.
I got people booking and
Let's skip down one first. Take care of the tire program. We need to do the tire program. Whether we pay for it or whether we talk Ellen into getting Adam to pay for it. Cost us what, $2,400, something like that last year? And if we can't get Adam to pay part of that cost or share it with us somehow or do anything, I think we need to do it anyway. Because if we don't, we end up along the road.
Yeah.
Have you had big turnout for that? You get-
Yeah, well, we usually get a trailer full.
Well, usually when it goes on, I'm
Yeah.
never around, so.
And the only reason I'm bringing it up today in March is because everybody likes to clean up in May and June and April. And
Yeah.
So let's get it on the books and get it advertised if we're gonna do it. That's my feelings. We
when do you want?
will have to figure out how we're gonna pay for
Okay.
We
it.
gotta
I think
line
I can come up with some of that somewhere.
line up the truck.
Thinking May?
I was thinking,
Yes,
first Saturday in June.
Okay.
in June,
Saturday,
June
June.
that would be the 4th.
June 4th,
Flag Day.
14th is.
Oh, Flag, yeah, that's right.
I knew there was a board.
Any day is good with me, May, any day in May or June, I don't care. It'd be 2 days, right? Friday and Saturday.
Saturday, yeah, 3rd and 4th.
You guys good with that?
Sure.
Same like hours and skills last time?
8 to noon,
Yeah.
okay? I
Get
don't
it
know
done.
any reason to change anything.
What we
What
had,
is it again, June third?
did we have a?
June 3rd and 4th.
19-inch limit.
Friday and Saturday,
Yeah.
8 to 4.
Same as last time.
Yeah,
What's that?
19, really, 19s? Because a lot
Right,
of
I
standard
know.
cars are 20s
Well,
now.
anything
Like-
over 19 was additional for the trailer,
Really?
right?
Because like even a Ford Escape has 20-inch tires now.
Right?
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
my pickup has
what,
tires on it.
Yeah.
what's wrong with the 20 number?
Anything above 19 inches, they charged us more for.
Well, let's check into that, and see if it still holds true.
Because even trucks don't run 20s no more. It used to be 10-20s on trucks. That's all they were. Now they're all 22.5s.
Yeah.
Or 24.
But
Or
did-
24
didn't-
fives.
Didn't we have, like, was it 8 or 10 tires?
Yeah.
First 8 or 10, after that, there was a charge?
Yeah.
Yeah, she can dig out the,
First 8 were free, second 8 were an additional $1 piece.
The first, what'd you say?
First
first
8
8 were free.
free.
But that's still $1 a piece is.
That's still cheap.
Oh, yeah, in
Look what
fact,
they
it
charge you
might
when
be,
you get
yeah.
tires put on there. It
Yeah.
used to be $5 tire, I think it's up to $10 tire now.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. Speaking of which, how long is it gonna be before the town or village where we go, probably the village, raises heck with them right there going in across from Crown Industries, right there before you get to the fairgrounds? You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
All them tires lined up out through there and down and back to the building, how long are they gonna let them lay there?
that's the village. Not the town.
well, still within the town too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got Bill Carrick. He'll catch that.
Oh, yes, he will.
Speaking of laying tires around, people are dumping garbage, when I garbage, they got a couch up on Thorn Hollow, they dropped off a couch, a chair,
Let me ask you a
mattress,
question.
and someplace else they put a, dropped off a chair.
What color is the couch?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, did you see it?
No, the guys were telling me.
Oh.
Why?
Well, it was a week ago, one day, I don't even remember what day it was, but a truck went up by the house with an old couch on the back. And the arms were broke off from it, and it was, the pillows were flapping, and
This was it.
they had it roped on the truck, and I'm standing there thinking, I wonder where they're going to the couch. Taylor's is that way.
Yeah, there's someplace else, there was a
I
couch
forgot
somewhere,
all about it till now.
and a mattress. It's like, what the heck?
Trail cam? Just saying.
In front of my house?
Well, in
I don't
front of,
care.
Well,
But-
it's
you know, where they're
But you
dumping.
have
It's
more
not the
video
town's
on that
property,
trail
but-
cam.
You know, I mean, you dump it in that turnaround, and I'm sure that guy doesn't appreciate it.
Which turnaround?
On Thorn Hollow?
Yeah.
Where the
Is
bus
it,
turns around?
Oh,
Huh?
where the bus turns around?
Just above Taylor's?
Oh, this was up, well, past my house.
Yeah, there was another place too, the guys could
Hmm.
tell me, there was another.
Well, was
place,
there a
too.
tree down on Thorn Hollow last night?
There was trees down all over.
All over the place.
When I come home from the meeting last night,
Fred, or,
fire truck was at the Thorn Hollow and Glenmere Drive, they had road blocked off, and there was another car on up,
Catlin and
or
stuff.
on Catlin, yeah, I'm sorry, Catlin.
There's, the wires still lay there.
Oh, the wire drop.
At 2:30, they were still there.
Wow.
You can get through now, but everything's just lays
Oh,
on
yeah.
plow.
Well, anyway,
It was a little bit-
did you want to say any more about that?
No, that was it.
Do you guys wanna make a motion to do this?
Yeah, but did you, the tire sizes and stuff, and you're good with the 8 per resident and anything beyond $1 tire?
Well, I guess I'd rather see $2 beyond the.
Inflation.
First aid per resident was, do we need to put proof of residence in there?
Well, if you don't, you gotta have proof, yeah.
That's what we had last time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you gotta have proof, you're,
Yeah.
Tires-
Flash your driver's license,
Tires
please.
beyond
Otherwise-
8 or $2 a piece,
otherwise you're gonna have them from everywhere.
yeah.
I don't think driver's license is an excessive burden. They're driving there to drop off the tires. They better have driver's license.
You can't have a license, you don't have to have a license to
And
vote.
if you're non-resident, we won't accept any tires.
Right.
Wherever you reside, that's all.
Yeah.
So I think they need to be proof of residence, whether they just got 8 free ones and, or they can't bring 8 and pay $2 a piece for them and live in a Wego.
We need to check it.
But then you may have to have 2
Tire
people
size.
there, because you're gonna have to have a clerk.
Yeah.
Can one guy keep track of it? And, because what, I know what happens, they just start, well, if the guy's busy loading them in the truck or something, they just pull in, start throwing them off and go on.
Yeah,
Right.
That hasn't been too bad.
I mean, if we can police it, then we're okay.
Usually they're pretty decent. You know. I've never. It's if you get a pile started over there.
I know.
Maybe
That's when it
Jerry-
takes off.
maybe Jerry will be back by that time, we can put him on that duty.
Well, maybe. Okay, motion made, seconded.
Second.
Who made it? Everyone made, yeah.
So
Okay,
moved.
made and seconded to, go ahead with the tire program as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thanks for coming.
Opposed? Carried. Let's go back to the park caretakers. It is getting to a point where we need to think about somebody, because I remember, maybe not so much last year, but I remember a few years where I guess I could be called on Saturday and Sunday to run down there, and that's the only time it's really busy. And either fix toilets or fix water or do this. I mean, I got things that I like to do too, you know?
That's,
But if we do that, we gotta find somebody that's interested in doing
that's where our problem is.
And someone that's reliable.
Yeah.
That's where our problem
Yeah.
is, finding somebody that's willing to do
What
it.
are we offering for a weekend?
that. We ain't made no offers yet.
Okay. Well, because it's what I was
Well,
wondering.
a
is-
weekend would only be when there's a problem.
When they're scheduled.
Uh-huh.
Any other thing that needs to be taken care of can be taken care of during the week. You see what I'm saying?
That's why I was wondering about maybe a duty roster. Think the crew would be interested? Rotating schedule? How many guys you got right now?
6.
Six?
You gotta remember, everything they do over there would be overtime to them.
Well, no, they'd be on duty pay. They'd be on a duty roster. They'd be getting whatever. They get duty pay for the coverage that weekend.
They
But they have to
working 40
They have
hours
to
a week.
volunteer for that first. I'm not sure.
I'm
You
not
get
sure
too many
if
volunteers.
they're willing to do it.
Well, I mean, if we offered $100 a weekend, or what were we paying a caretaker?
$25 a day.
$25 a day. Wow.
It's not worth your gas even right now.
No, not for that.
No. That's a problem.
Yeah.
And when you're not charging that much.
Right.
That's why we're booked every weekend.
Right. I mean, I have every Saturday in August is booked.
Yeah.
Already.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's a great park. It's a great location.
I mean, I don't know if I don't know if Dave would be, if you offered Dave a lump sum like that. I know he drives towards Canterway, if he would come down, if there was you'd only need him if there was a problem, right?
Well, at this point, yeah, I don't see anybody needing to go down there and stand around all day just to watch people.
No, I mean, you'd have to
Well, it's
go
something-
down and open if the kitchen was being used, you'd have to open things up, right?
Well, we do that now, yeah.
Yeah, but. I mean, if you're gonna have
That-
somebody
The
on call
tables,
for the weekend, that'll be part of their duty.
but the tables would need to be wiped off and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, bathrooms and cobwebs. and-
Basically, it's the bathrooms, the tables, whoever runs it should clean up after themselves and for the next person.
Supposed to, it's carry in, carry out, yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically, it's just the bathroom that needs to be. Last year, we left them unlocked, didn't we?
We did most of the summer because the walkway's open.
Right.
Yeah.
And we didn't
I don't
have,
want people using the side of the walkway.
we didn't have
'Cause they will.
very much issue with the bathrooms, I don't think, did we?
No, but we also got cameras on the doors too, and I'm hoping to put some more on this summer. So, other than issues with the bathroom itself, haven't had any vandalism or anything, much that I know.
Right. I mean, it's been
The
pretty
cameras
decent.
stopped a lot of that, or.
Yeah, the cameras really help.
Option would be to list it as as a paid position for someone that was interested. If someone was truly interested in that, you would think that they would be reliable, but that's not a guarantee, but that'd be the only other option.
Yeah, advertise it at, I don't know if it's $25 a day, we're not gonna get anybody, say
No,
$50 a day, you might get people to.
I don't know.
I mean, the only disadvantage is even if they don't get called out to have to go do anything, probably still have to pay them.
Because you're asking them to be available.
Yeah,
Versus trying to find someone to volunteer to do that, even though it would be a paid position, that might be harder than if you just said, hey, the weekends it's booked, these would be the weekends, we would need you to be available if there was an emergency were to arise. then you could give out their number to whoever's renting the facility for that day.
Or we could even provide a park cell phone for, I mean, you know, we could get a cricket line that the park person could carry for $25 a month. You know, so that they had, so that they didn't have to use their personal cell to hand out, and we had an official park contact line.
I wonder if there's any grant money available for that, since it's theater, almost like a park.
I don't know, I've never
Could
heard
be
of it.
well, I mean, maintenance fees, you could technically call it maintenance fees. I wouldn't feel like I was morally, that would be a legitimate maintenance fee.
Right.
I'm not lying. Yeah, possibility.
Well,
I just thought we have a labor pool, and if we could come up with the right, weekend duty price, and they'd be acceptable to a duty roster, nobody would have to do it every single weekend. It would be a 6-week rotation.
Yeah.
You'd only have to be on once every 6 weeks.
I can tell you right now, I know everybody wouldn't do it. There might be a couple that would.
Okay. But so then those guys would at least not have to do it every weekend. They'd have a rotation amongst themselves.
I mean, I don't know, but I gotta,
Yeah.
I gotta ask.
But like I would do it for a weekend, if you did a rotation. I don't wanna commit to having to take every weekend and not being able to have
See what I'm
any
saying?
weekend. So like, I would do a rotation with a weekend with somebody.
But you still gotta, somebody's gotta put all the supplies, keep the bathroom stuff,
Don't you have a couple
keep
kids?
everything down there.
Right, Denise and I, on Fridays, we're gonna go down and make sure there was no garbage, make sure that was, like, things like that on Fridays.
Like her towels and toilet paper.
Right, if we need things like that, yeah.
This is
we'll
sort of
make
like the
sure
last thing you do on your way out for the
Right,
day.
at noon.
Don't
Thank you.
Don't you have a kid that would wanna come down and, take
I
it?
don't got no kids.
Your youngest one, wouldn't he wanna?
He's gone in August. He's got jobs. I work for Nichols full time.
Done grown up, huh?
Saturdays and Sundays? I'm talking Saturdays and
I
Sundays.
thought you were an empty nester here.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, with the guy up the weekend.
Yeah, my son would probably do it if he could do it when he got out of bed at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday.
But if there was money involved.
No,
No.
well, I don't know, he's probably not.
I don't know, when I was a teenager, I could sleep.
Right.
Well, they stay up half the night. I mean,
When I was a teenager, I worked my butt off every weekend and every day during the week too, but I never got paid for it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You didn't have a choice, you were told.
An old New Holland 77 baler put out a bale that weighed 65 pounds.
That'll
One
get
right
you.
after another. Just keep throwing them up there and hauling to the barn and piling in. And they all had to be cut side up.
That's right.
That's right.
You didn't just dump them in a pile.
No. They get moldy if you don't put them cut side up.
You might not have a barn. till
Oh, that's that
September. But anyway, let's keep thinking about that. Our next meeting is in April.
You want me to ask, guys, ask Dave, you set a fee,
Throw it out there, well,
well, you're gonna have to set a fee
Yeah,
to
what's the
entice
fee?
somebody.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking if we, what do we got? If we paid $100 for a weekend. We got,
might be one day, might
what,
be
20 weeks, 12 weeks, from Labor Day to, Memorial Day to Labor Day.
About that, yeah.
Yeah,
There's, June, July, August. You got 3 months for it. 12, 15 weeks
I was
roughly.
gonna say probably 14.
If you paid $100 a weekend, that'd be $1,500, right?
What do you charge to rent that for a day?
Half of that.
Well, just thinking of this, looking forward, moving forward, if you are gonna have to pay someone to maintain that and do that, then maybe we need to change this. I mean, you don't wanna make it so people don't wanna rent it, but
Agreed.
at least and explain to people, hey, the only reason it's this price, we have to pay someone to come in if there's a problem.
Agreed, it's gotta be a bit self-supportive.
So that way, even if you're breaking even,
That's right.
you know,
Well, you got 4 pavilions though.
right, so it's, I mean, that's something to look at. You could try it this year, and if you can get that to work out where it works, the first year might not be
So
a win-win or a break even, but moving forward.
We can just,
You said every Saturday in August is full.
For the big pavilion so far.
Okay. Oh, but we still have other
We still
ones
have other
still available.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So and if we rent all 4 or all 3, then we're doing $150 a weekend, right? Because they all rent for the same.
No,
No,
That'd be
big
great.
one with the kitchen is 75, the rest are 50. So you could bring.
175.
If all 4 of them.
Oh, because if you
No,
did both
yeah.
days, because that's per day.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
So it's already self-sufficient at that fee schedule.
Well, no, because you're going 225 if you run all 4.
Yeah, so you're already
225,
self-sufficient
yeah.
at that
Yeah.
fee schedule, yeah.
Well, at that feast, if all of them are.
Get ready
if
for
they're all
that.
booked.
Yeah, they're all booked, we don't book all 4 of them, or 3 of them.
Not generally. It's very typical to have 2.
Which is almost always the big one and one small one, right?
Correct. So
Which
then
would-
you 125, 100 to 125
Yeah.
for one day.
Cool. So that balances out for us.
But I mean, that's a good starting point anyway, because it may cost us more than that by the time we buy the paper and the paper products and,
Agreed.
you know, and all that stuff.
but if you look at it in this first year and say, okay, let's compare where we need to be, you may have to raise the rate a little bit
Yeah.
just to get to where you're at.
Yeah, we do a good audit at the end of the season. Yeah.
Good judge on, is that worth us, for us to pay someone to come in every weekend versus you getting called every Saturday or someone else getting called?
okay, so
Okay,
do you want a motion to set a fee of $100 a weekend for, anyone who would, come down and do whatever?
yeah, the thing of it is you gotta, because if it's rented Saturday and rented again Sunday, normally it's not the same people. So
Right.
whoever is doing it's gotta make sure it's okay Saturday morning. They gotta make sure it's okay Saturday night or Sunday morning for the people coming Sunday.
Mhm.
And then you gotta come back Sunday night and
And
make
make sure.
sure that it's okay, or the people that rented it Sunday don't get it again.
Yeah,
Cause we may have to go after them for more money, or whoever rented it Saturday.
well, yeah,
You know, I mean,
Well, you could always do that one Monday morning though.
well, yeah, but you wanna know, you ain't sure somebody didn't come in Saturday night after the people left and
Yeah.
yeah.
that's, and
You charge
that kind of
security
thing.
Cameras.
So $100 a weekend.
Do you charge a security deposit on it?
Cameras.
Like when they rent, say the
Yes.
big pavilion, they have to put the
Yes.
security deposit down, they get back. Just like
Yes.
Everything is.
Well, they don't get none of that.
They used to. They don't.
We give them money back on the kitchen.
No, not anymore.
We used to,
We used
but
to.
we don't no more.
But now you have cameras, so if they damage it,
Oh, yeah,
you're gonna
Oh,
know
we
that
used
that
to
party
have-
damaged it.
you have a lot of damage.
So yeah, even if they don't go and look until Monday morning, and if there's a problem, we can just rewind and watch the cameras and say, oh, it happened at this time and it was these people. Because, yeah, the under part of that pavilion is captured really well by that
I
camera
can
system.
tell you from experience, you can wind up in a hurry putting 4, 5, 6 hours in trying to find who really did it.
Oh, yeah,
You know.
I've
so-
reviewed enough video for
Yeah.
CID and,
I
yeah,
mean,
do my
Jerry
job,
Knight,
yeah.
last time it happened over there, Jerry Knight said it took us 5 hours. Pardon me, it took us 5 hours to figure out who did it.
Yeah.
So if your time's worth anything, you know, so, I mean, that's,
I think we started at $100. If we don't get any bites, we'll just talk about it again.
Yeah,
I mean, because realistically, I mean, on a normal day, weekend, it shouldn't be a lot of work for
No.
I said that.
We know we have at least one person volunteered for the rotation already, so when you pitch it to the crew, you can tell that there's already at least one
That's
person on the
why.
rotation.
Yeah, I mean, that's really good.
And that's at dark right now.
Yeah, the night vision's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah.
That's impressive, very.
And Jerry's got it on an even bigger screen.
Jerry's got it on his tablet.
Yeah, as I was saying.
You can have that on your phone too if you want.
That's nuts.
It's just an app and then.
There's a couple of tricks to get the app working, but yeah, I figured them out now at this point.
Yeah, in fact, Drew might, he set that up for you if you.
I'm
want
kind of
that.
technologically unintelligent, I'm gonna say. Usually I have to have my kids,
Yeah.
can you do this for me?
No, yeah, I know it.
As long as they're working, I can use them, but if there's an issue.
I hear you.
There's also stream gauges and, rain gauge over there, so
Yeah, that's
This is-
nice.
this is connected right
And I
now.
haven't been to the park since all the upgrades have been made. I never stopped there, and we haven't been to any picnics or parties or anything there since all that's been done.
Gives you a graph here and tells you what the water level is.
Probably pretty high today, I would think.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's.
Yeah, you know, I haven't checked it lately. I don't know if I want to.
It's 2 foot right now, 2 foot above normal. 16.4.2 is normal,
Yeah. That's
and now it's 14.63, so,
okay.
and it's declining.
Guess I don't have the.
See that? Yeah, so there's a graph,
You know, I got
that
that.
just come in.
Other-
And
The
Hard code or whatever.
the water level, the beam is up under the bridge and it points down at the water, so as the water rises, the footage gets less. And that's the stream gauge, and this is the rain gauge. We've had 0 water in the last,
2 hours.
well, no, this is at 20:45, so 6:45 was the last measurement. Through up, no, wasn't the last measurement, but the last on the gauge.
Yeah.
In the graph. So anyway,
But that's gotta make you feel a lot more comfortable renting that park out.
with the cameras, it does. It does. And the other thing is,
There was some vandalism that a few years ago, we could have dirt bikes.
Especially when we get more cameras in there.
And the walking trail there, it gives, if there's anything that happens,
It probably makes people feel more comfortable too, that are walking there. If they know, hey.
Yeah.
You know,
and you never know. Jerry could be sitting in Florida watching the camp parks right now.
sure.
'Cause he does that.
All the time.
He does. He's
And then we'll
always-
call the sheriff and say, hey, go get it.
Jerry will?
Yeah.
Jerry will, yeah.
He'll get on the phone, yeah, because he knows everybody in dispatch anyways, so.
Yeah. So anyway, that motion done, took care of, correct?
Well,
No,
no,
I made a motion, I don't know if anybody seconded it,
I'll second. it.
Oh. What was it?
for $100
Oh,
a
okay.
weekend.
Okay, $100 for the weekend. We'll make that an offer and see what we get, who we get.
$100 a weekend, $50 a day.
$50
Yeah.
a day, yeah. Yeah, because there's nobody there on Fridays or Saturdays. You don't need,
Right, you're not gonna
And
get
maybe
$100, you're not gonna
three
get $100 going
there's
into
times it'll be on a Friday. I know one time at least, I guess, if you're having your party there this year.
Well,
But
you want-
anyway.
You want to
Guess it's
amend
on
it to
rotation that
$50 a day, that's based on,
I did it last time. Then I got accused of leaving it dirty. I think
Okay.
that's better, $50 a day versus $100 a weekend. That way, if there's a Friday, they're not getting.
if you got 3 weekends, I mean, if you got all 3 days, why, it's gonna be more than $100.
Yeah.
Motion made. Do we have a second?
$50
Did we?
a day.
$50 a day.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Alright,
Opposed? Carried. Now, the other issue come up, somebody wants to rent the park on the 14th of May for a wedding. And that's, 2 weeks before the park opens on Memorial Day.
And I told them I would ask you guys.
So I really don't see a problem with it unless the weather permits us not to have the water.
When is it, what date?
It's
May
the 14th of
14th.
May.
It should be, we usually have the water on by then.
It is,
We should
2
have,
weeks
yeah.
before Memorial Day weekend, so
Yeah.
that's why.
I don't see any problem with that.
I'll call him then and tell him.
who?
Dylan Harding from Hossy Valley.
Last name?
Harding?
Hardin? Okay.
So just using one pavilion?
The big pavilion with the kitchen.
So
You're
that's
going-
the only problem is when they want the kitchen, they want water, obviously, so
Oh, we need water for bathroom and stuff anyway.
you have to have
But
water
if I
on the
may, you can
bathrooms.
have it. I usually do a one up my pond. Early April anymore.
Okay.
That's where you go when the wife kicks you out.
What?
That's where you go when the wife kicks you out of the house.
You're not supposed to tell.
Now everybody knows.
I mean, we're YouTube famous, man. You forget.
We've appointed our new councilman, so he's setting up the bench. What do you, Doug brought up the suggestion about advertising for a planning board. And I don't think we really need to unless one of the three other wasn't really interested or didn't show any interest in it.
There are three good candidates.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's my feelings on it. I mean, we have a
Well,
policy for advertising, but
Didn't,
We
you
did.
said we had passed applications on file for the planning board too, or?
No,
No.
Doug had said that's what he went through. But Louis has said that maybe the chairman is the only way that the planning board would pick the chairman, but not
right, they
the.
should not be the one, and that's a paid town position, and
Yeah, we appoint them.
we got it, the board's got it, I'm not, I'm,
Yeah, because I think when I applied, I came before you.
yeah.
yeah,
for the planning board.
yeah, we appoint the planning board.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, because they're not an elected position.
They can appoint chairman, I guess, right?
Yeah,
They-
yeah, they
Is
can
that
appoint their
what
own
it
chairman.
Yeah,
because that's the way he was on, maybe that's what he was thinking.
Probably, but we appoint the
Yeah.
planning board, they appoint their own chairman.
Well, that's good then. I'll
And
take
their
care
own
of the
committees
rest of
or
it tomorrow then.
All right.
Okay. So that's done.
I make a
Okay,
motion that we pay the highway fund bills for $71,436.49.
Second.
Ready to go that far, really? Or did you want to do that, the other part?
I was gonna slip the shades in
Highway
between the
fund
two
bills.
bills.
what's that?
I was gonna slip the shades in after highway fund.
That's all right. Pay the highway fund bills, motion's been made, seconded.
Yes, I second it.
Pay the highway fund bill, $71,436.49. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
All right, I make a motion that we buy 10 window shades for the boardroom, courtroom. As presented in this handout by the clerk. What is it?
243 for all 10.
Well, you're just gonna do this room here?
For now,
Yeah.
these are measured up and stuff, so,
Okay.
yeah, let's just do these.
Because it goes in there and then there's stuff on here.
Well, maybe we could put a couple of these better ones in there. For now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we shouldn't buy new ones for there, because they're the same age, but let's go through and do an audit on the rest of them. Because there might be some different sizes. Not sure about that. There's at least a couple of these that are still okay, those two over there are okay, well, at least one of them.
Okay.
Well, and for what these ones, the new ones are costing, it's cheaper to buy new ones than it is to try to clean the old.
Yeah,
Especially today's labor rates.
That's what my wife told me, so, and she's cheap, I mean, cheap when it comes to spending money, so if she says we're throwing away because they're not worth cleaning, I believe her.
You know? Probably sage advice.
Whatever you say, honey.
Yeah, you train.
Sometimes it's just easier. that way.
One last thing I gotta do.
I know we played general fund bills in $16,022.17.
let's
So
hold
should
off
we
on your
finish the
motion a
shades?
second, Jerry, on the shades. Let me do a quick walk around.
Okay.
You're paying the general fund bills?
I'll second that motion.
Motion been made and seconded to pay the general fund for $16,022.17. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Or you wanted to add that? No. No, I'm sorry. Opposed, carried. Because I was thinking about adding them to this abstract, but we can put them on next month's abstract.
Oh, yeah.
Days. Why don't you guys just talk?
We can do count a couple more, see if you know
Yeah,
what
I'm
I'm
just
saying.
gonna look, because there could be a number of. I'm sure these are the same size.
Well, and the price drops another 30
Yeah.
cents a unit if we go 5 more, so.
Ooh, then you better up it.
You know, it's that whole 30 cents.
Oh,
Yep, see that? I stepped right on one.
You're a trooper, Pat.
Oh,
There's
I
no-
left a half hour.
no cords on the new ones.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
that's,
kind
that
of
way you don't have to
interesting.
worry about,
See what you guys do.
After about 8:30, we start getting punchy.
Especially when it's candy.
Yeah, but I've always been impressed that you kept it to an hour. When it got close to the hour, it's like, boom, 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 we're out of here. You guys.
Have a good night. Yeah, I meant to stop at the store too and buy you a bag of chocolate. I was running late and drove right by the store.
Well, I was gonna make cookies, but it took so long in the summer.
You were digging graves,
Yeah, I
you
was
know?
trying to find bodies.
I think this is our longest YouTube video yet.
Did you
We're an
get-
hour, oh yeah, we're an hour 41 minutes in, man.
Yeah,
Did you get that increase in terms of?
this is the first time I shut off.
Yeah. Well, I think is what I found. I think I've accidentally like hit with my papers or something. So I'm being more intentional about keeping it away from my hands.
Right, my youngest, I tried to watch it. He goes, and I get, he goes, because it's stuff.
It's all ready to go.
It's like,
Bernadette's.
I'm like, I'll let Drew know, and then I didn't tell you.
That's okay. Totally.
The Republicans.
Clearly I care.
She's retiring. Oh, yeah. So she
I
should
told
be
you, miss
gone
me
if
that
she
much,
was
you had to
to
come.
be
You went,
Wanna watch
"Oh,
mommy on
God."
TV?
Whoever I talked to today, lady said she was moving from one position into a new position. Maybe that's.
No, we actually take him on the coaches go on Saturday for his college tour.
Okay. Let's see what to study.
He is actually a hostess for graphic and painting design.
On these
Okay.
color prices I got you. what did
He's
you-
got 100, he's always had 99s and 100s
Wait
the
to
whole
talk
time.
about
This one, we're waiting for this.
this one he wants to talk about.
Is he an illustrator? Does he draw and stuff too?
Oh my gosh, yeah, and he's like, we're doing our homemade blueberry wine. When you're gonna get flowers, right? He goes, well, I'm gonna design you a label. Trying to figure out what to call it.
It ain't that bad. I know Martin's got 2 of them ordered and they were $255 and $258. He.
It's gonna be really quiet though.
truck,
My
same
blue bill
brand.
has dropped
He
dramatically
upgraded
since the other ones have left.
I don't know if you went with state sponsor.
I had a good time.
Mm-hmm. When groceries are crazy expensive right now.
But the equipment they put on the truck, they go through Radco and have it put on.
My oldest moved to Long Island at the end of January.
Okay.
He says food and gas are cheaper there than they are here. I said, so in your rent, it's only $3,200 a month.
For a what?
1 bedroom.
I like the way they're built.
Wow.
With your own
It does a
washer
good
and dryer,
job.
now
Like
it is
anything,
for
phone
enclosed
call
like
Right on.
parking.
So luxury apartment, enclosed parking with a washer and dryer, but still $3,200 a month.
On Long Island.
1 bedroom, which
How
is
much?
probably a good deal on Long
My
Island
oldest,
for all we
he
know.
moved to
Yeah.
Long
Yeah.
Island,
Yeah.
on end of January,
So what they're doing
rent
is
is
like the dealers,
$3,200 a month.
so if the dealer orders.
Good
And
for
then
him.
it doesn't include electric
It doesn't
or
have-
propane.
Our name on it or somebody's name on it.
Good for him. Long Island,
They cancel the orders
Is it
on the
an
dealers,
apartment?
like
Yeah,
Mobile,
1 bedroom apartment,
Tracy's.
and they heat
Like
with
they order
propane?
in
Or
extra trucks.
natural?
No, electric. and they have to pay electric,
Truck.
and
It
they have to
doesn't
pay
have somebody's
propane for
name
the
on it,
stove.
they cancel.
But
So they wouldn't have natural
It's
gas.
got somebody's name on it,
No,
then they
that's
got it.
propane.
Now, that's one of the complaints that we were dealing with, that when we were talking about natural gas infrastructure, the farmers on Long Island are pushing to get, because it's killing them to run their greenhouses.
Sure,
They want the natural gas,
sure.
but they won't increase capacity because there's no more gas
Oh,
for
it's
them to
gonna have a
increase
terrible
capacity.
ripple
Well,
effect.
they've shut down,
No doubt about it.
they
And
shut down the gas because
How mu, what's the
We can drive those prices down right now if we started gas fracking
You
today.
said for what?
We drive those prices down immediately.
24,
Well, I
30,
noticed
if
the
you
price
buy
of natural gas at the filling
Same
station
thing.
down in
Takes
East Summer.
40%
And
off.
that first went in, it was like $1.
Just a
And
little
you
over
got how many?
Yeah, it was $1.19.
Yeah.
That's up to $2.35 now.
Well, I
So
think
it's
they're all
gonna
the
start
same.
making them sniffing around and trying to
There's at
push
least
it more.
12 in there, counting these two.
Okay.
There's no reason that we should be
four
dependent
year
upon,
old, there's
foreign
four
energy.
We had it, because when they.
we can be completely energy independent as a country.
We were.
My daughter's got 2 gas pumps on her property up here.
I think you got two sets of windows.
You don't see much more income
I'm
on
gonna
them.
take a look.
Well, anyways, you want
They're
me to
not,
get them for
you're just not
everybody?
pumping it
Well, I'm
out.
gonna bring it up.
Okay.
Uh, and I
We're
think
not
they're all
using
the
it.
same. I think all the windows are
They're-
the same.
They're really nice ones.
And yeah, when the price goes up and they're gonna make a killing,
Hey,
then
guys,
they're gonna turn those wells on.
Just like.
Yeah, he does. He's having fun with that.
Until-
there's like 12 or 14 blinds in there, they're all the same. I measured 2 of them. They're same 27 inches wide.
So 14 plus the 10 out here, that's 24.
Yeah, well, it'd be more than double our bill, which is what,
243 for 10,
243 for 10.
but you're gonna take it down to 30 cents to
The price is
24.04.
Right.
How many you wanna buy? If we do-
4.04 times.
Or do you want?
I'll
us
amend my
to-
motion to replace all the blinds in the building.
I'll second that.
That sounds better.
Motion's been made and seconded to replace all the blinds in the building. All those in favor say aye.
Alright,
Opposed? Carried. Okay,
577 or 576.96 is what it'll cost you. So not bad.
Now, my second question is, who was putting them up?
well,
That price isn't installed, where are you getting these?
are they,
Amazon.
well, we'll have to see what the installation is on first. If they snap right into these same
They're gonna be pretty easy.
clips, they're gonna be pretty easy.
Well,
If we gotta take all these clips down and put up new ones, there's more work to it.
If
I
you
guess-
shorten those ones that have no strings on
No strings.
it's
That's
easy
fine,
to shop
because as
online,
soon as
but
you
I
cut
was
the
wondering.
strings,
Oh,
them,
yeah.
they disappear.
Yeah, I know.
I found that out the hard way. I said to my wife, I said, I gotta throw this in the garbage. She's like, why? I said, well, I didn't know I cut the strings and the strings got stuck up in.
Yeah.
I can't get back out. You gotta make sure you put like a pair of
I think
plants or
So
something on
it
it.
sounds like we got somebody
already got
that's
No,
familiar
no,
with these things.
You know what? You
The
look at my
driver-
house and none of mine all have that big thing hanging on the bottom of them because I won't trim them off.
Yeah, we're not gonna trim it.
That's why.
But these will do that
Well,
too, because, and there's a couple of them here that's broke. Anyway. Okay,
I'm not into
let's-
installing blinds.
let's get them first and see what
Well,
the install is.
I guess my point I was gonna make is, why don't we try to do the same blind at Lowe's as they install? See what if they have the same blind at Lowe's
Or very similar, yeah.
and see what their installation is. Cause we bought motorized curtains for the doorway, heavy for 2 doorways, and had them installed, and then installed for, pulled up for like $99. And it may be different with this number of blinds, but usually, from what I've had Lowe's install stuff, it's a flat rate for whatever you're doing. So I don't know if it's worth looking into or not.
I guess we can. Or we just need somebody to take the time to do that.
I'll ask them tomorrow.
Okay, ask them
I
about
mean, you've got a part number here on this.
Well, I mean, they won't have the exact
They
same
handle,
rate.
and Lowe's handles Valley Vine.
Oh, is it Valley?
Do they really?
I think so, I'm pretty sure they handle Valley Vine blinds.
I didn't even notice it was a brand name.
I didn't either till this right now.
I just expected it was,
Right.
a regular Amazon
Yeah.
product.
Well,
No name.
they had cheaper ones, but they didn't, and the reviews weren't as good.
But if you give Lowe's that price number, they should be able to quote you a price of installation.
So are they these Venetian type blinds or are they a full blind when you pull it down?
It's the same one that's in the court window right
It's-
now, same kind.
They have,
Cellular.
these are the pull down blinds, I mean, this part number is gonna get you the same blind,
Yeah.
once you got pictures here. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, like the one.
And it
here,
stays
that's the
wherever
one.
you put it.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
And no more string.
Okay, okay. Price amount, give it to you.
Okay.
And you'll have to go around tomorrow when you get a minute, do a full count
Okay.
and make sure they're all the same. There might be one or two that's different, but I don't think so. I think when we built this building back in 91, I think when the guy ordered windows, he ordered all the same.
I bet.
Yeah. Same way with the carpet, it was all the same. But, cause he was out of it, I remember him. Okay, where are we at? We paid the bills. I got this letter come in this afternoon from Jim Jump, your neighbor over there. You know Jim Jump?
Oh, next door?
Yeah, you know
Okay.
Jim. I only read part of it. Said the night on February 17th and 18th, all the water from the town came down the ditch and washed across my driveway and started to erode the other side. I sent pictures to Mr. Hammond. Why wasn't the ADS pipe, which drains all the town property behind the town barn, connected directly to the underground culvert that empties into Pipe Creek when the new road was built? The ADS pipe was there before the road was built. I brought this up with the McFarland Johnson engineer. Second, Mr. Hammond, there was a meeting at the at the end of my driveway. And that was it. The storm grade in the middle of concrete, which carries the water from the blacktop in front of the barn, is next to useless. It is covered with debris and sand. Could you get something done about this? Yep, I will.
The county's gotta clean their pipe out. I see.
You wanna go up and, I don't know if you copied this.
Is this,
Make a copy of this and go up and talk to Mr. Hammond, just hand it to him and say, look, will you go talk to this man? Take care of this problem?
you know,
You and McFarland Johnson engineered this.
cause he had
I took care of it.
he had a problem. I'll get you this back.
Yeah.
He had.
Well, I can make a copy of it.
I'll get a copy. But he had a
Okay. You guys want to discuss any more about the money issue?
Yeah, I thought you were, that's what you were.
Yeah, well, before we walk away, I give you all copies of it. I don't want to cut ourselves short in any way, but on the other hand, I don't think we need all that money in that same checking account either. So my proposal at this point, would be the in the general fund, the balance as of 12/31/21, if we subtract the fund balance away from that, we're looking at, what did I say? The number was 38,000, something like that.
$30,008.
Let me find it, because there's a current,
Yeah, $38,008. Goes down to 721, 129 if I subtract it rate.
my thoughts are was to take like 150,000. Transfer it to savings. For the time being. What do you think of that?
I don't have a problem with
We may wanna transfer more later on, after we're done and closed out the year. But if I do it now, then. Okay, and let's go down to the.
You want a motion?
You say, yeah, do you need?
Well, let's claim 150,000 on the general fund at the moment. Let's go down to the highway fund. Now I need 165,704 of that money, right? Out of that balance 1342. And I guess your calculator ain't working, Shelley. What'd you get, Drew?
I didn't do it yet. Here, I'll do it. I heard you clicking, so I didn't.
Well,
Well, out of 1,176,736. I really got my numbers lined up right. I didn't use a computer.
Yeah, I came up with 1,176,736.54.
read it again, 1 million what?
1,176,736.54. And that was, I took,
165,704 off.
correct.
So. Let's transfer 500,000 of it.
I was suggesting that.
I mean, there's no
Well, it ain't
risk.
like we're spending that.
No, there's no risk. If we need to transfer it back, we transfer it back.
We'll transfer it back.
Yeah.
And
Second.
they even wanna put more over there by the end of the year, depends on what we do through the year.
Yeah.
But, so if we took 150 on the general, and 500 on the highway, deposited or transferred both them to, them numbers to savings account.
To the appropriate savings accounts, yeah.
Motion made and seconded.
So,
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. So those numbers will change drastically on the report if she does that.
So now. what
But there'll be an
about-
audit log and
what about
resolution and.
The machinery that Gus was talking about.
Need a resolution?
Well,
Just a motion?
the thing we need to do is the highway committee needs to go through them numbers and get exact numbers and decide how much of that money we want to use out of whatever accounts, you know, you got.
Lots
in
of
your
different
budget, You got
options.
69,000 in your machinery purchase, you know that.
Yeah, but 35 of that pays for the new truck. Payment comes out
Should go to the new truck, yes. The truck payment, right. Is there, well, there's never been a penalty yet on any, but there might be being, is that a lease deal? I can't remember. Is that just a payment deal?
I would have to have
it's
interest.
gonna be around 10 grand for the loader.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
and
know.
10,000's gotta come out of that loader, yeah.
The loader's got to come out of there. The,
That's 45.
We got 35 on a truck payment. I don't know, I wasn't prepared to give you an answer to that question tonight, but, look. You have to come up with numbers, what you need to buy, I mean,
Because these, like,
are you gonna buy $100,000 roller or a $50,000 roller?
well, I got you some quotes, and then that's one thing we gotta discuss, what you know, what you wanna do.
Or is there other options? Is there,
Are those-
who just bought one? Didn't Nichols buy one or somebody? That's an 82-inch drum too, right?
84-inch drum.
84,
That's a
because I
Cat.
saw that in the paper.
No, that was a
With
Volvo.
the, with
They
the,
bought the Volvo. I'm sorry.
with the number of hours that are on those loaders that you quoted, are they not rentable by the year?
See, that's with the two cat rollers, he said when they buy them new, but they have to keep them for 2 or 3 years and they rent them. So when spring comes around, they'll rent them right back out. But, so when they take them in at the end of the year, like now they can actually sell them.
And do they rent them by the month? Do they rent them by the summer, the season, or how do they rent them?
Probably by the month, I think.
Well, that's another
Probably
thing.
the week.
Yeah,
Another thing to
rather than tying
consider.
up all that money, why don't we look into renting it for 6 months or whatever?
Well, you work your roads, what, in May and
May to September.
September?
Mhm.
See if
5
that's an
months.
option. And how much it would cost to do that. I don't know. Then we wouldn't have to house it all winter. Wouldn't have to worry about maintenance in the springtime. There's, you know,
We wouldn't be showing out $100,000.
the other thing is there an option of, Nichols has got a lot more dirt roads than we do, especially when you get up in
I don't know
south.
about that.
Goes over in there, all Briggs Hollow and upper and lower and middle and.
We got quite a bit of dirt road.
Yeah.
It'll take us
A lot of sunny sides got
two
dirt on it.
full weeks of just working dirt road if the weather's good.
What's ours worth as a trade? Because we sure as hell don't
He
need to keep
said,
it, do we?
you know, I told him, we didn't look at that. I just kind of, it was a last minute thing, so he said it would trade, but what it's worth, I have no idea. I mean,
So how can I give you an answer on your question? Huh?
Well, you were talking about, you know, what equipment we needed, and you couldn't think of any, and I didn't, and I saw you ask Russ. He said, a mower, or we talked about the mower last year, and then we never did.
right, we never did nothing.
And-
No, I know.
And we talked about the roller last year, and we never did anything.
And if you wanna buy a new truck, it would be to 2024 before you would even see the truck.
Say again.
Well,
If you wanted to buy a new truck, it would be 2024. That's how far out trucks are. They're 2 years out from right now. Just for the truck.
just, so if we were gonna replace it in the next 2 or 3 years, we need to order tomorrow.
Right.
Pretty much.
And then the price they give you, he said, yeah, he goes, you know, every year there's an inflation fee. It's usually $1,900. He goes, last year it was $4,500. He goes, this next year could be $10,000.
Yeah,
So the price that they give it, I did get a quote.
it's not,
It could go up.
it's not gonna be cast in stone.
You're gonna want to budget $25,000 more in just in case.
Yeah, it's
The
crazy.
other thing that's bothering me is right now, he was gonna build his budget. He's putting in for 25,000 gallons for us. And I don't know what the heck he's gonna run into.
I don't know. I know.
No idea.
He should have locked it in. Well, how do you know what it's gonna do? He was just doing.
Well, I
it
don't
for
think
him.
he could lock it in any more than like right now. I mean, March is when he,
This is
you know,
true.
May,
Yeah.
he's gotta present a budget in May. So he has to build it now.
Yeah.
You're talking trucks 2 years out. I was just talking to somebody in Texas, bought a car, and they paid more than retail. Because inventory is that low, that the dealer actually got multiple people interested in the car.
Oh, yeah.
And to get the car, he paid above manufacturer. I've never paid above sticker price for a car in my life,
Yeah.
but that's where it's at right now.
That's the way housing is. Housing is way above what People are asking for it before they sell it.
Tell me about it. Dan and Nancy just sold their place down in Florida. They went down and was thinking about selling it. And, they put a price on it
Thinking
in
it
their
was,
minds,
yeah.
okay? They didn't advertise or nothing. They just put a price in the yard. Same day, people from Canada stopped and wanted to know if they could look at it. And they walked through and looked at it and bought it on the spot and gave him 15,000 more than he was even gonna ask for it. That was their offer.
Here.
Yeah, and
Have
all
some
it is,
cash.
all it is just a little lot with a, 14 by, wow, it wasn't very long, 14 by 28 or 30 model trailer camper with an awning, screened-in awning on it, you know.
Good for them. Yeah.
What are they
Just like
moving back
that.
north?
Huh?
They moving back north?
Well, they've been up
That's-
there. They bought a house over Nichols a couple of years ago,
Oh. It's like the
down
guy,
River Road.
guy I worked with bought, an Airstream, a beat up one in Watkins Glen for like $8,000.
Well,
Big
the
finish
Airstream was
Yeah, it's an 84, it's one of the long ones.
Yeah.
And when he got done, he had it, appraised by $108,000 is what it appraised for.
They're a well sought after trailer.
Yeah.
Airstreams.
And I mean, I was like, wow,
And he bought it for 8.
great, he made $100K and he had fun doing it. That was his COVID project, that's what he did. In his backyard during COVID is he refinished
Well,
an
he probably
Airstream.
went through it.
Oh, yeah, he gutted it.
Modernized it.
Yeah.
They're
Oh, yeah.
well sought after.
Restored it, upgraded it, yeah, it's really interesting, I mean, it looks really good. Oh, he almost made it a little more mid-century modern than, he made it more 60s than 80s.
Well,
He did a nice job with it.
You guys,
Well, I guess I'd be
who's on
interested if they'll rent,
three, right?
rent that
You guys need to talk it over and
for 5
Come up with a
months,
spending
what-
plan.
What they come up with.
So do we meet at a separate time?
The way the prices of everything are going,
Just let me know when that is.
do we wanna invest that kind of money in a roller to set for
Well,
7 months out of the year?
Well, that's what I was gonna suggest. If it was me, I wouldn't spend $100K. I would spend, even the $50,000 one, I mean, how many years can you rent one for that money?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, that's what they had to find out what kind of rent.
Well, you'd have to find out what condition it was in and everything. I mean, you'd have to look at it unless you got pictures or something. Probably does, but
Well, the two at Bradco, or three at Bradco are right, they're right there.
yeah, but they're not the $50,000 ones, are they?
No, this other one, I think, is in, I think he said Syracuse store.
That's the one with the Deutz, right? You said?
No, that's at Bradco. That's that ham.
Oh, okay,
It's got a Deutz motor.
that was
in it.
90,000, right?
I asked him where I did ask him where a ham dealer was, and he said SC Hansen down in Pennsylvania was a ham dealer. He said that's the only one he knew of.
Well, there is a new Deutz distributor, right, for New York State, I heard.
I don't know.
I can't remember where it was, but I read something about that just a while ago.
Well, I'm wondering if
Deutz
it's
was
not
trying
them
to-
hams. I thought I read something about it too.
They're trying to regain some market share in this area. Because Deutz was always known as an excellent product.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just became the service and the parts.
Say one of the
Price
best
part.
diesel engines you can buy.
But price of cat part, price of John Deere part,
I know.
they're
Oh,
not cheap either, I'm gonna
I know.
tell you.
my gosh, it's unbelievable what parts are now.
Or just the filters for them.
Oh, I know.
The service
Well,
two pieces of equipment. That
Right, that
Echo,
was on this
yeah, that was on this bill. What was it, $800? Just for the filters, for two pieces of
The
equipment.
fuel filters?
Yeah, fuel, oil, air, the cat filter.
If we're gonna buy equipment, we need to put money in trucks worse than we need to put money in a roller.
Well, I agree. I did get a price on a truck, but,
And, like you said, they're 2 years down the road and the price ain't locked in stone, but you gotta get your foot in the door if you're gonna get it,
Well-
because you gotta replace it sooner or later.
So what they're saying, these dealers all told me, like Volvo and Mack they wouldn't even give you a price. They wouldn't even give you a price. Peterbilt wouldn't give you a price. So what they're saying is if they ordered 10 extra trucks just to have on their lots, they were all canceled. If it didn't have somebody's name on it, they canceled.
Yeah, no, that's what's happening. The allotments are just, they're not getting them. No matter how good of a dealer they are, they're not getting the product.
Even pickups now.
Yes.
It's just something
Well,
to think
where are we
about.
set with that? Pickups? That one you're driving can't have a lot of miles on it, can it?
40 something. The other pickup is getting a little rough, yes. But I don't wanna get mine out, so I don't know if I'd want some guys a new one, so.
But the pickups are, you're in the same boat with the pickups, I mean, you know,
Well,
state
yeah.
bid price don't mean
Yeah.
crap. If
You're
they're
probably
available.
6 months out on pickups.
Well, I know Will bought one, and they went and bought Dodges, but they put the Cummins in them, which I would never want a diesel in a pickup, but. I mean, he paid like 57,000.
Oh, you got one that cheap?
Well, that's municipality price.
I would,
250, 350.
I would
Or
want
25
Dodge.
cents.
It was a Dodge, yeah, they're both 3/4, yeah.
Okay.
Single cab.
2,500.
Nichols was a single cab, Barton's was,
I know you can buy a single cab, brand new Cummins for 53,
yeah.
if you can find one.
Yeah.
Well, we have to have two double cab, right?
At least a super cab.
It's nice, I mean, I carry a chainsaw and my wheel and paint and hard hat and.
Yeah, but Frank wanted them for people. People,
There ain't enough room in a super cab.
I'm telling you, you ask this board, any one of these members,
Well,
except for Paul,
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just telling you,
I
Frank,
know.
Yep.
Unless you're
you had
gonna
to
get a
have it for people, 'cause
four-door,
when they go to these,
full-size four-door pickup, you ain't gonna help people.
had to go to these training sessions and stuff, and had to have, so you could get 5 or 6 people in one truck.
And what'd you tell me, Louis? It was gonna be full of papers.
Yeah, I knew it wouldn't be full
Well,
of
it
junk.
was.
Yeah.
Papers,
So if you
plates.
wanted to go over there and say, Frank, let's go here or there, you couldn't even get in the truck.
Well, you know, you've seen it.
Well, yeah, I was there, but anyway, just need to go over it and go through the equipment and decide what we really need to buy the worst, and
What about this mower?
how we wanna spend our money.
Because if you
With
wait too
the
long,
hours
I'm
that we're
afraid you're
putting
gonna
out,
be
I
gone.
think
you
we
know?
ought to replace one of them.
Well, I think we ought to replace one of them too, because, if we don't, I know what'll happen.
We're not really replacing, we're adding to the fleet,
Well,
sort of
we're gonna-
semi.
Yeah, I don't think we really
But one of
want
them's
to
gonna get-
consider getting rid of
No.
either one at this
If one
point.
goes down, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Dave's took pretty good care of them, and the one's got 1,000 hours on it, but I'm not sure that means a whole lot at this point.
Got a good mower.
Yeah, I know.
I'll make a motion, we get the mower.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded, pardon me, to get the mower. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Opposed, carried. I'm thinking of where I'm gonna pay for this, that's all. Just which pot coming from?
We got lots of different options, that's for sure.
Yeah,
You said, more was on hand,
The way he, yes, the way he talked, yep. Yep, because he said,
who would that come through?
who would it come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Toro, you said, right?
Yeah,
Mark don't
Grass-
have any.
Grassland is the name of the company, but it
Where would
says,
the dealer come from?
it says Odessa.
Odessa?
CJ Customs out of Odessa, New York. Set up, serviced, and delivered by CJ's Customs, Odessa, New York.
And they have the state bid then.
Must be, yep.
Huh.
Yep, because this is,
Where that would be, Odessa.
I don't know.
West, could be off one of those
Yeah,
sides.
there ain't
right,
much
right.
in it, there ain't much in it,
Yeah,
that's,
when you go through Odessa, I mean, it's gotta be somewhere off.
yeah.
Okay.
We
Okay.
done?
Put the order in, because it is,
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
it is close to the middle of March already.
I'll get on it.
Mowing grass.
I'll get on it. Don't worry. My name's not.
Hey, don't give me too much. What else you guys got? Motion to adjourn,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Yes, you just have to let me know about like, when you want, like, meet for the highway, and then the other
One of
one.
these are frozen.
Is the,
Oh, I already ordered it, yep, I ordered it along with,
Okay,